So this is what's left from my favorite lens, which is the Sony FE7200 f4. Hi guys, my name is Rizky from Creative Alt. So today is going to be something a little bit different. One thing that I learned throughout my photography and video production career is the fact that backup is really important. Whenever we actually go for a shoot, I always bring at least 3 cameras, 2 to be used on the day and 1 for a backup in case anything happens, and that goes the same for lenses. And typically whenever we do a corporate headshots, my favorite lens to use is actually either 90mm macro lens, which is typically one of the sharpest lens that you can actually buy regardless what kind of brand that you're actually using. My second favorite is actually the 70-200mm lens, and I've been using it throughout the different camera systems that I have used. At this point of time, my favorite lens is actually this Sony 70-200 f4. Yes, I don't actually use the G Master version because of the fact that this is much cheaper and much lighter. So instead of having one really expensive G Master lens, I would rather have this and another backup. Recently, I had a tiny accident in one of our photo shoot. We set up a mini studio in a client's office whereby we actually did a series of corporate headshots. So during that particular shoot, I actually mounted this on a vertical type tripod head, and I guess I didn't actually mount it properly. A lot of staff actually was queuing for the particular photo sessions itself. So in the midst of the commotion happening, I guess someone actually accidentally knocked my tripod and knock the camera and the lens on the ground. So this is what actually happens to my lens now. This entire section is broken. I don't see any damage on the glass, so I'm hoping that I can actually send this to my usual camera service shop, Camera Hospital. So I'm not sure what is the cause for this kind of repair. I never had this kind of issue before whereby the lens is simply broken into two like this. I had an accident in the past whereby I actually broke the front glass of one of my lenses, and I managed to repair it. I think it was a Nikon lens, although I can't remember exactly which lens was that. It is expensive, but it's still worth repairing. So I'm hoping that this will be the same case as well. When I recorded this video, I have no idea how much it will cost, and this is exactly why I want to record this video to share with you the process. So I just came back from a repair shop and at the same time had a bit of a haircut, and I just want to give you a verdict of the lens that I just recently broken. I always send my camera gears to a shop called Camera Hospital here in Singapore. The guy has been doing this for probably 30 years or so. I send all my cameras from my old Nikon in the past all the way to all my Sony cameras that I've been using throughout my production career. If the guy say can't fix, nobody else in Singapore will be able to fix it. So the verdict of this is basically it's just not worth to repair. The cost of repairing of this is actually cost about 3/4 of the actual price of the lens itself. And the problem with that is that the professional repairers will be able to replace all the broken parts. But at the same time, even if we repair all the broken parts, there may still be scratches on the glass elements. So therefore, I don't think it's a good option in the long run. So I decided not to proceed with the repair. I would probably find another option to replace this, either buy second hand or probably try to find another alternatives of this. But at the same time, I'm going to make this into a nice glass for my next Oktoberfest. Prost! Just simply sharing my journey on the lens that I recently broken. Of course, something like this is really painful. So basically the project that I shot using this is completely a loss, but luckily I have already used this lens for many projects, so I think this lens has really paid itself. A lot of my friends actually mentioned about why don't you buy an insurance. I think it's really hard to buy an insurance of this kind of gears in Singapore, but if you have any recommendations of these types of equipment insurance, feel free to recommend me at the comment below. This experience always taught me one thing, which is backup is really important. I was very fortunate when I broke this lens on site. I have another backup. Therefore, if anything is broken, I can still complete the project successfully. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time.